What's going on, guys? ChaseWins.com coming to you for Saturday, the 22nd of February, 2020. Early morning. Well, not really early, but good morning, everyone. I should say good afternoon because I know I won't post this till the afternoon time. But doing a little bit of driving this morning, going a couple hours south to meet with a minor league affiliate that I've been doing a lot of stuff with. Some of you know some of the details. A lot of you probably don't, but hopefully some big things in the works that will turn everything on its head. Just been a long time coming, a lot of work on the back end, and hopefully this will be the season where a lot of it takes place. But anyway, the owner of the minor league affiliate that we've been doing a lot of work with is a Michigan State alum and probably one of their biggest donors probably the last 20 years. Very big donor for Michigan State. One of the alumni that universities just drool over the amount of money he puts into that university, especially its athletics department. So he's been doing some things the past few years to get him out to do some exhibition games, well, clear across the country, but to get them in some better weather, allow them to play some teams from conferences that they normally would never see just based on geographical location, I should say. It's just regions that are nowhere near each other, especially talking about comparing, power conferences to mid-majors. But so they've been doing that, and then this will be leading into a tournament that we're all going to be a part of, putting some things on here in a couple of weeks. So they have a doubleheader today that I'm going to attend the second game of. First game I'm going to have to miss just because I've got to get the rest of the games figured out. There were still a few things in question this morning before I left, so I wasn't going to just take a chance and post them. So I'm going to let this couple-hour drive be what it is, wait on some information, and then post it sometime after lunch, which then will be about the time that I post this video. So if any Michigan State fans, alum, player parents, player family, whatever is going to be out and about today for the game, shoot me something on Twitter or email, text, whatever, and I'll buy you a beer, I guess. Something. We'll meet up and do something. So we got that, and then I guess that's really it. All right, so let's try by recall while I'm driving to do yesterday's recap. 1-1 in college basketball. Quinnipiac goes out there and wins by 2. The spread was 2. Luckily, we had them on the money line, minus 130. So for all the people that sent me the email saying that that was a stupid decision to lay the 130 versus 110 and taking the line, I hope that you just took the game for what I gave it to you and didn't try to be a smartass about it. Otherwise, you would have pushed. Or, hell, you may have even lost if you played the game right before tip-off. You gave the game out a couple hours before tip-off, and then I think it moved a half point like right before the game started. So hopefully you didn't do that, or else, you lost. So we won that. We dropped Yale going into the NHL, 1 premium play and then 1 strong lean. The lean was on the Islanders puck line. That one won, but that one obviously wasn't a premium. The premium play was on the Colorado Avalanche, which took care of business pretty easily. So a 1-0 day there. If you played the lean, you would have gone 2-0, but that's, again, I don't know who did and who didn't. I played it, as I told everybody in the write-up, but again, I left it up to the discretion of the player as to whether or not they wanted to, and my reasonings why it did not get listed as a premium play, even though per the system, per the numbers, it most certainly made the cut. God, I hate morning sunlight. NBA, Wizards, complacency kills, man. They didn't take care of business. But then we had Toronto minus 8.5. They took care of business. And then after Toronto, OKC minus 1. They took care of business as well. The Lakers minus 10 took care of business pretty easily. Portland, we had them plus 5.5, which, man, I don't understand why they were sitting there important players for the length of time that they were. Like, I get it. They were, you got to rest the players. And what they were doing is like standard for teams that have locked in a playoff position and they're getting into the last, however long of the season they have after it's been locked up, just to go out there and try to get as much fatigue taken out of the realm of possibility going into that first and second round. But Portland doesn't have anything locked up. I mean, I think everybody has their opinion of what will happen, and I most certainly think that they're a playoff-bound team. I don't think they'll do much there, but like nothing. There's too much there's way too much basketball left to play in the regular season for anybody to say that, you know, it's all locked up and ready. The only team out there that you can most certainly mathematically guarantee that they're going to be in the playoffs is the Bucks. You can probably say the Lakers too, but even then, mathematically, nothing is for certain. So, let me pull over right here. God, I wish I saw him go ahead and get up there. But anyway, so did that, and then so it's a 3-2 day there, 1 in hockey. We split in NCAA basketball, so another winning Friday. It hasn't been the greatest week. We've had some winning days, we've had some bad days, but I mean, overall, I mean, we're kind of like deadlocked even. We're probably, depending on what your juice was, if you bet with bookies that had, you know, something higher than me, or, you know, we're probably down a little bit. I don't know the exact number without looking, but I would say a few units, you know, to, you know, just add juice onto that. So we'll turn it around today. I'm going to give a later game. I was going to give an earlier game, but being that I don't know exactly what time this will get posted, I don't want to take a chance and then there'd be no use for me to do it. I'm going to take LSU tonight as a pick'em against South Carolina. As I said in the beginning of the season, there were a handful of teams that I believed were far more talented than they were getting credit for. None of them were the best in their conference. None of them were going to be the best team in the country, but each one of them had the talent and the ability to not only go to the tournament, but have the ability to win it all if everything fell into place for them. A lot of things would have to go right, but if it did, they have the talent and the ability. Those teams being Maryland, LSU, Purdue. I even said Baylor, because Baylor is not the best team. And we'll see that today when Kansas takes care of business. And we'll see how many of those people that wanted to chirp at me online during my live show the other day actually come through with paying their bets. When right now I've got about $7,000 out there that I've got wagered on Kansas straight up on the, you know, on the road against Baylor. We'll see what happens. Baylor's a great team. They're just not the best team in the nation. Kansas is. And, I mean, Baylor, I can think of at least 5 teams that are most certainly, without question, better. So, we'll see. But today, is South Carolina the better team? No, I think as a whole, they're pretty even. Defensively, South Carolina's better. As far as head coaching and the way the game plan will go, I think South Carolina holds the edge, and obviously they have home court. This will be a big game. But I think that those kids are very unsure of themselves right now. Part of that is Frank Martin's fault, which I think we all know why. I respect the shit out of Frank Martin. I think he's a fantastic basketball coach. I just don't know that I agree with how hard he is on the kids. And trust me, I'm all for like ramrodding your kids if they're being lazy or anything like that, and being hard on them. I'm okay with it. He takes that to an extreme that I don't know that I'm 100% on board with. So a lot of these younger guys, and even some of these guys that are upperclassmen but came into college getting recruited as walk-ons because of a certain, you know, acumen that they have that allowed them to play collegiate ball and they've never really played before. I think there's so much uncertainty within their own minds about their ability, even though they've won games that you would think they would get clobbered in. I think that LSU is very sure of what their ability is, and they know how to execute it. And if they're losing, they don't try to force anything. They'll go take a loss if they have to. But if they catch you in a spot where you overthink things, LSU will be the first team in the country to clobber you. So I'm going to take LSU, as I do think that they are the better team as a whole, just ever so slightly. I think you would call them deadlocked even because of the home court today and the advantages that South Carolina holds, which, don't get me wrong, the advantages that they hold are most certainly advantages that would push me over the edge to go that way in most situations. But today, I just have to go with the fact that of that unsureness of these players, I can see it in their face. The last game they won, Frank Martin basically said sometimes you just get lucky, and it's not about how good you are, how bad you are. It's about what you're becoming. Enjoy getting lucky. And I'm like, dude, say that behind closed doors, dude. Don't say that to the media. At least let the media believe, so when these kids turn on their TV at night, or, you know, have to be out in public being like, yeah, your coach fucking hates you. So there's my rant about that. So because of that, I'm going to take LSU tonight, because I think they pull it out on the road to South Carolina. South Carolina's due for a win against a team that has every ability to beat them. So we'll go with that. Possible big play tomorrow. We got a lot of games going on tonight. Top play going at like either 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. I have to double check. Make sure you get on it before then. NHL, NBA, all of that going on. Again, if you're in the area for the Michigan State game, give me a holler, and we'll meet up. I'll buy you a beer or something. ChaseWins.com. Shoot me an email. I'll check everything before I actually go to the ballpark, and we'll handle everything then. See you guys.